Sartu, beloved soul, the celestial guardians have a profound revelation for you today. What they are about to unveil will shift your perspective forever. They urge you to listen intently, for this truth will stir your very spirit. Something extraordinary unfolded last night, something so intense and emotionally raw that it left your special person utterly devastated. This was no mere disagreement. It was a moment of truth, a tempest of emotions that had been quietly building for too long. It was an inevitable clash of suppressed feelings, unspoken words, and hidden pain that could no longer remain buried. Like a sky torn apart by a raging storm, words were hurled like bolts of lightning, and emotions surged like an unstoppable tide. By the time the tempest passed, the wreckage of something irreversible lay before them. Yet the most astonishing part of it all is that you were the unseen force behind this reckoning. Without being present, without uttering a word, the energy you embody and the space you occupy in their heart ignited something unstoppable. Something deep within them, something they had long silenced, was awakened. And once it stirred, there was no turning back. The angels know your mind is racing, overflowing with questions. What transpired? Who was the storm directed at? How could you be the catalyst for something you didn't witness? You crave clarity, a thread of logic that ties this whirlwind together. And even now, as confusion and unease course through you, there's a whisper of familiarity in your soul, as if somehow you already sense what I'm about to unveil. But don't turn away from this moment. I know the weight of my words presses against your chest, making each breath feel heavy, making your heart pound with anticipation. Yet I assure you, understanding is near. Every tear shed, every truth unveiled, every fierce word exchanged, it all had to happen. The universe does not err, nor do the forces that guide you. What lay in darkness had to be illuminated. What was silenced had to rise to the surface. Take a steady breath. You are not alone in this. I am here to navigate this storm with you, and soon every missing piece will fall into place. Last night's confrontation was not merely a release of frustration. It was a breaking point that could no longer be postponed. For too long, your special person had been suppressing emotions, pretending that they could silence what their heart had been trying to scream. They convinced themselves they could ignore it, that they could bury it, that they could move forward without ever looking back. But last night, everything unraveled. Every buried feeling, every unspoken thought, every forgotten dream crashed into them all at once, raw and overwhelming. Even they were shaken by the force of their own emotions. It was as if their heart, tired of being silenced, finally broke free. And in that moment, they had no choice but to face the truth, a truth that could no longer be denied. But why now? Why did everything explode in that precise instant? What words were exchanged that shattered their resolve? And most importantly, what does this mean for you? I know your pulse is racing, your mind grasping for understanding. But stay with me, because the final revelation is about to unfold. And once you hear it, nothing will ever be the same again. The person your beloved one fought with last night was none other than the third presence, the very one who believed they had claimed their heart entirely. This third party was certain of their hold over them, sure that they had secured the devotion they craved. They lived under the illusion that they alone mattered, that they were irreplaceable, that your special person had long since moved on. But last night, that illusion shattered. They sensed a shift, one they were never meant to see, a truth so undeniable, so powerful, that it left them reeling. And that truth? Your special person still loves you. Despite time, despite distance, despite every force that tried to erase you from their story, that love never faded. It remained unshaken, unbreakable, buried beneath layers of confusion, circumstances, and denial. And last night, it could no longer be hidden. The moment this truth surfaced, the third party was consumed by jealousy, fear, and desperation. They felt it slipping away, the control they thought they held, the certainty they once clung to. Deep down, they realized what they had refused to acknowledge. They were never the one. No matter how much they fought to secure their place, no matter how tightly they held on, your special person's heart had never truly belonged to them. The battle that erupted was their final attempt to hold on to something that was already gone. They lashed out with fury, with desperate words meant to wound, meant to manipulate. But truth is relentless, and the truth is, your special person never stopped loving you. They may have tried to convince themselves otherwise. They may have followed a different path, believing it to be the right choice. But love, true love, does not dissolve with time. And last night, the past and the present collided. The love that had been hidden beneath hesitation and circumstance finally surfaced, undeniable and raw. Now everything is different. The truth stands in the open, and the illusion of control is slipping from the hands of those who tried to rewrite fate. So now, my dear soul, the question is not if love will return. It is when. Because after last night, there is no going back. No more pretending, no more silence, no more resisting what the heart has always known. This love, the one that has withstood distance, silence, and every obstacle thrown its way, it was never meant to be lost. The universe has always known. Destiny has always been at work. The forces that tried to keep you apart must now crumble. The walls that were built to divide you must fall. No more delays, no more doubts. It is time. The time for love to return, the time for hearts to reunite, the time for what was written in the stars to take its rightful place. O divine light, radiant and true, hear my soul's resounding call. Let no barrier remain, let no fear linger. Let the path be cleared, the doubts be silenced. Let love return as it was always meant to, with faith, with certainty, with open arms. I welcome what was never lost, only hidden. For what is truly meant to be can never be taken away.